नमः सुन्दरनाथाय तस्मै हालास्य वासिने चतुष्षष्टि विधालीला येनाकारि भुवस्थले श्रीमत् सुन्दरनाथस्य देवीं शपरलोचनां कलये हृदये नित्यं कदम्ब वनवासिनीं पूतं स्वतः पूततरं ततो यद् गाङ्गं पयः शङ्करमौलिसङ्गात् तत्पातु मातुः प्रणयापराध पादाहते पूततमुं ततो नः त्रिविधान्यपि शाम्भवानि लिङ्गानि अयजद् वस्तुभिरान्तरैश्च बाह्यैः लभते स्म न शान्तिम् आत्मनः अयं क्वचिदपि येषु कुतो हि पातकस्य Indra was advised by Brihaspati, so he went and hid himself somewhere where nobody could find him. And Brihaspati decided that this was the perfect time because Nahusha had gotten his curse and he was pushed to the Patalam. And Brihaspati decided this was the perfect time to go and approach Indra and give him a pep talk and ask him to come out of his hiding to, regain the wealth that he has lost, in the sense that he had given up all of his, this thing had gone because of this Vritra Hatya, right? So now he had to make an effort to remove this papam, which was constantly following him. And Brihaspati gave him the advice that he had to go to every punyasthalam, Shiva Ayatanam, on this earth, and wherever Vishataha yatra samprasidati manaha, wherever his mind becomes very calm as soon as he enters that place, that is where he should understand that Parameshwara is going to remove all of his papa. Now he roams around wherever he sees Tapovana Darsham Adyuvasa, Tirtha Darsham Nimamajja. He took a bath in every Tirtham that he saw. He gave wealth to all the Brahmins that he saw, he knew. And he followed every Vratam that he also knew. We finished with this 40th Shloka where he talks about three types of lingam. Trividhani Shambhavani Lingani Ayajat Vastubihi Antaraihi Bahyaihi cha. Antaraihi Vastubihi Bahyaihi Vastubihi cha Trividhani Lingani Ayajat. So he used both internal and external objects to worship Shiva in three forms of lingams. Three forms could be either Sakala Lingam, Nishkala Lingam, and Sakala Nishkala Lingam, or the other distinction, the other way it can be understood is Manusha Lingam, Arsha Lingam, and Daivata Lingam. Manusha Lingam, which is made by Manushya, Arsha Lingam made by Rishis, and Daivata Lingam made by divine beings. So there are examples of all three of these all over Bharata Desham. And the other type that I said in the beginning was Sakala Lingam, which is a Vyakta Swarupam, distinguishable as a linga with well-defined parts. And then Nishkala Lingam is that which is indistinguishable as a linga because it came up as a Swayambhu Lingam. The third one is Sakala Nishkala. Even if it is a Swayambhu Lingam, there are parts that are distinguishable as a linga, and there are some parts which you cannot distinguish. It is not a sculpted thing, even though it is a Swayambhu Lingam, but there are some things which have become such that it can be recognized as a linga. Tadrisha Trividhani api lingani saha indraha antaraihi ityukte manasa. Tatra manasa api ayajat saha bahyaihi vastubihi api yadyat yagadi karmani yadyat upayujyate tat sarvam upayujya api saha tatra lingasya puratah sthitva upavishya. He performed the sacrifices for all of those three types of linga, but still labhate sma na shantim atmanaha ayam kvachidapi. The Atmanaha Shantim Nalabha, he did not get any solace for his mind. So, what to say of the sin going away? Kutaha Pathakasya, where would the sin? So, first of all, his mind should be very calm in those places, and then he can think about removing that papam, or the papam will automatically go away. Right? And the next shloka is Saha. Now he enters Kadambavanam. And the description from here is about how his mind gradually became calm, and the Vritrahatya also, the distance between him and the Papam also became bigger and bigger. And he slowly got rid of the Papam. Satapamsi bahuni tapyamanaha kalushena anuyata anutapyamanaha anuyata anutapyamanaha bhava bandha nirakarišnu shakha pavanam nipavanam samasasada saha bahuni tapamsi tapyamanaha saha. So indrasya nipavana praveshaha itaha arabhyate. So bahuni tapamsi tapyamanaha anuyata kalushena anutapyamanaha. Two things here. Tapyamanaha is both in kartari, and tapyamana can also be in the nijantam form. As actually not a nijanta form, it is like there are two meanings. One is pida, one is you are performing a penance. So tapati, tapaha, tapati includes the tapas also within it. In the sense, so now here you say bahuni tapamsi tapyamanaha saha tapatesma. He was performing those tapas. As he was performing all of those austerities, tapas, tapyamanaha, this is an adjective to saha. And there is the next tapyamanaha along with anu. It means Pidyamanaha. So he was being tortured, or he was also suffering because of the sin that was following him. Anuyata kalushena anutapyamanaha. Anuyata the kalushena the papam that was anuyata, which was following. Anuyan asit kalusham, or anuyat asit anuyata kalushena. Anutapyamanaha, he was suffering because of the sin that was following him continuously. Tatha bhutasanna indraha saha bhava nipavanam samasasada. So he entered, or he attained, he reached nipavanam, the nipa forest. Now this entire word is an adjective to nipavanam here. Bhava bandhu nirakarishnu shakha pavanam. Now this Nipavanam is a very sacred place, Pavanam. Why is it sacred? Because of its branches. The branches are capable of removing Nirakarishnu. It is capable of removing Bhava Bandha, the bondage of Bhava Samsara, of worldly existence. So this bondage of worldly existence can be removed by the branches that are there in this Nipavanam. You don't need, because of Bhagavat Sannidhyam there, even the branches can remove the papam there. It will automatically not be able to come in. So you'll see that description in the next few shlokas here. So bhava bandhu, bhavaha, bhavo nama, kartruttvadi rupaha, samsaraha. Samsarasya bandham. Bandham nama, it's a niyamanam. It is something that controls you. This kartrutvam, bhoktritvam, that you are the karta here, you are the bhokta, you are enjoying all of this. Iti atmani bhoktritvam aropyate. Atmani kartrutvam aropyate. Yatra evam rupaha manobhavaha vartate saeva bhavaha. It is not a physical form of the world or family. These are not your bhava bandha. Bhava bandha is more to do with the manovritti that is there in your mind, wherein you think that the atma is bound by the objects that are present in the world, by the objects that you interact with. So that is bhava. Bhava is not a physical representation of something. It is not a physical object that you can look at and catch hold of. It is a manovritti rupaha. It is a bhava rupaha. So bhava bandhaha, the bondage of this existence, nirakarishnuhu, this shakha is capable, not only capable, it is the expert in removing. That ishnuch pratyaya is usually used for tachilyam. Some common words where this ishnuch pratyayam is present is something in Vishnu Sahasranamam, if you have Vishnu itself, Vyapane Sheelam Asya iti. One who is always ever present everywhere. Saha Sarvavyapi, Sada Sarvavyapi Saha iti. Or he has the capability of doing something. Jaishnu Prapadanvita. Yeah. Even there you have Jaishnu is a person who has that capability of winning always. So Tachilyam itukte tasya tu sarvada tad bhavaha vartate eva iti. Atrapi nipavane yaha shakaha vidyante tasu shakasu nirakarana roopam. The quality of removing that bondage is always present in them, or they do it really well in such a manner that punar bhavaha na vidyate. There is no, again, being pushed into worldly existence does not happen at all. There is no punarjanma. So once you come to Nipavanam, and once you have that presence there is no punarbhava for you. So that Ishnuch, there is a specific sutram for this Ishnuch pratyaya. It's a long sutram that you will find in Ashtadhyayi. Alankri, Nirakri, Jana, Utpacha, Utpata, Unmada, Ruch, Apatrapa, Vrit, Vrudhu, Sahachara, Ishnu. Like Sahishnu. Sahishnuhu Gatisattamaha. There are so many words in Vishnu Sahasranamam that has this Ishnuch Pratyayam, which means these qualities in Vishnu, or any Bhagavan for that matter, is a natural quality that is always present in him. It is not an acquired quality for them. It is a Tachilyam, Tachile. Sheelam is a character which is an inborn character for these people. Atrapi, even for those branches, they have that inborn quality of removing the bondage, the bandha of bhava, of janma. Okay. So bhava, bandha, nirakarishnu, shakha. Because of the presence of such branches, the entire Nipavanam is sacred Pavanam. It has been made sacred because of these branches. So Shakhabihi Pavanam Pavitram Nipavanam Kadamba Atavim Kadamba Kananam Samasasada Prapa. He reached. So Tapamsi Bahuni Tapyamanaha Kalushena Anuyata Anutapyamanaha Bhavabandha Nirakarishnu Shakha Pavanam Nipavanam Samasasada. Now, as he entered the Vanam, he is being welcomed as a guest to that forest. Upaharam anuttamam purarehe avatamsa utpala saurabham harantaha abhijagmuriva anilaha tadiyaha atithim swaminam agatam chiraya. Now, if you have read Raghuvamsha, second Sarga, I think it's there in the second Sarga, or in the first Sarga end, something like that. So, where, I think second Sarga, yes, where Dilipa and Sudakshina enter the forest, and the forest, it seems as if the entire forest was welcoming them with flowers. They were, it was as if they were throwing flowers, there were winds that were blowing in an anukula manner. So these are all good omen, shakunam for them, to show that whatever venture that they have taken will be successful. So atrapi indrasya swagata karanaya yadyapi marutaha, they are coming, but still it is as if it is telling them that Shiva Prasada is at hand here. So upaharam anuttamam purarehe avatamsopala saurabham harantaha. Purarehe avatamsa utpala saurabham. Need to put the purarehe in the front, actually, in the Anvaya, because, okay, let me give the explanation for this and then we will go with it. There are a lot of different types of marut. So one thing is there are 7 types of marut. Or the other, there is another Purana Katha also, where the 7 were divided into 7. So 7 into 7, you have 49 maruts. All of them are anyway they are at the command of Vayu Bhagavan, and who in turn is is under the command of Indra. So Indra is the Swami for all of the Marut here. So Saha Atiti Rupena Adhuna Nipavanam Agataha. Atitim Swaminam Agatam. Kada agat Saha tu Chiraya Agataha. Bahukala Dirghakala Anantarameva Adhuna Agataha. Right? So Indra has now arrived Agatam Swaminam, who he is the Lord of the Marut Anilaha, and he has arrived Agatam Chiraya after a long time. He has arrived as a guest, Athithi. Okay. Now Tadiyaha Anilaha Swaminam Chiraya Agatam Swaminam Atithim Abhijagmuhu Iva. It was as if they approached him taking gifts because he had come as a guest after a long time. So if it is a guest who is coming every day, then you won't give him gift every time. So it is only if it is a guest who is coming after a long time, you would like to give something as a gift for them, right? So in the same manner, here also, Indra is coming to this Nipavanam after such a long time, or he has never come here before, he is only coming here for the first time, who knows? So Chiraya, but Nilakanta Dikshita would like to believe that he has probably visited it before. Tatra, when that Shivatirtham was created, that is when all of them came, right? And witnessed that Shivatirtha Nirmanam. Probably after that he had not come at all. And Deva Varsheshu Atratu Chaturyugani Jatani. So there are several Chaturyugas would have passed by the time that Indra's few years would have gone by, because of Durvasa or that Vritrahatya and all that must have happened, right? So assuming he is coming after a long time here. So Chiraya Agatam Swaminam Abhijagmuhu Iva. It was as if they Pratyagachan. They went towards him in order to receive the Lord who has come as a guest here after a long time. Now, what did they take in their hand as gift? Anuttamam upahara. They took a very great Anuttamam yasmata uttamaha nasti. Beyond which there is nothing else, which means it was a gift which was the best among all. Sreshtham upaharam, Sreshtham upayanam, Swikritya, harantaha, nayantaha. So as they were carrying the best gift, what is this best gift here? Purarehe avatamsa utpala saurabham. Purarehe Shivasya avatamsam ityukte shirobhushanam. Shiva loves the flower utpalam. Utpalam here is lily, alli poombo in Tamil. Utpala. So he likes this Utpala Pushpam, and he wears that as a Shirobhushanam avatamsa. Natu Karnavatamsamatra, avatamsam iti Shirobhushana Rupena api uchyate eva. So Shiva is wearing this lily as a head ornament, and from that there is a sweet smell, Saurabha. And Saurabham Uttama Upahara Rupena Harantaha. These winds, they cannot carry physical, Chakshurgrahyam Kimapi Upayanam Hartum Na Shaktahate. Because if you think of it, winds can, the quality that the wind can have is Gandham. Right? So it can carry the Gandham because it is Prithvi Sambandhaha Vartate, Tasmat, it can carry a Gandham, and Sparsham also. It can give you a good feel of touch, which he is going to describe in the next shloka. Now here it carries the smell of those flowers which are there on Shiva's head as an ornament. So Purarehe Avatamsa Utpala Saurabham Anuttamam Upaharam Harantaha Sreshtatamam Upayana Bhutam iti Tadeva Swikritya Tadiyaha Anilaha Tadiyaha Atra Indrasyaiva Anilaha Athava Nipavanasya Anilaha. The winds of the Nipa forest, or the winds which in turn are supposed to be the sevaka of Indra. Right? So Tadiyaha Anilaha Swaminam Agatam Swaminam Atithim Chiraya Abhijagmuhu Iva. It was as if they were receiving the Lord who had come as a guest. And that is an Utreksha Alankara. But because they are carrying the smell of the flower, which is actually as a head ornament for Shiva, it shows that Shiva will definitely give them the anugraham. This is like as if Shiva himself is giving the flowers, giving that anugraham. You know, we always say when we go to the Swami and some flower just falls down, we feel that it is an anugraham that has been given by the Prabhu himself, right? In the same manner here also, the moment he enters the Nipavanam, if the flower on Shiva's head, the Saurabham, the Gandham from that flower reaches him, it means that he has been blessed already. The moment he enters that forest. So, Paharam Anuttamam Purarehe Avatamsa Utpala Saurabham Harantaha Abhijagmuhu Iva Anilaha Tadiyaha Atithim Swaminam Agatam Chiraya. Prasasada Manaha Prasedu Rakshini. Sorry. स कदम्बवनी परागलेशैः शिवगंगोदक शीकरानुविद्धैः पवनोपहृतैः पतिः सुराणां परमां कामपि निर्वृतिं जगाह. The moment you enter a place, your mind should feel a happiness or it should feel clear. This is the advice that Guru had given him. Brihaspati had told him. So from this shloka onwards, he describes that feeling here. Saha kadambavani paragaleshaihi suranam patihi saha kamapi nirvritim jagaha. He entered jagahe. Jagahe is he was submerged in, he plunged into some bliss. Nirvriti is sukham. Kamapi sukham. Kamapi ityukte anirvachaniyam. He cannot describe the sort of santosham that is there in the mind. Sometimes, you know, when you have gone to some place, you would experience a peace, you know, a calmness which you cannot explain in words unless you someone experiences it. It is like, you know, trying to explain the taste of sugar or the taste of jaggery. See, there is a difference. Both are sweet. What can you say is the difference between jaggery and sharkara? Anubhavidavyameva. You will have to experience it yourself to understand that both are sweet and that there is a difference between those two sweetness. How do you it is only through experience that you understand certain things. In the same way here also, he experienced kamapi nirvritim jagahe. He entered into a state of nirvriti, sukham, which was kamapi. Kamapi ityukte yedo onnnu solromla. Yedo onnnu, something or the other which you cannot explain at all. Tari anirvachaniyam sukham anubhavati sma. Kaha saha suranam patihi. So suranam patihi, devanam patihi, indraha saha. He experienced paramam kamapi nirvritim. He experienced a great bliss which was inexplicable. He entered into it. Jagahe gahatena majjati iti. Majjati, he just enters or plunged into this. It's like a sea of bliss here, which he plunges into. Katham, why did that happen? Pavana upahritaihi kadambavani paragaleshaihi shivaganga udaka shikara anuviddhaihi. Because of the pollen grains that were brought by the winds. So, prathamam tu saurabham asit, tadanantaram sparshaha. So the first thing that assaults you is the smell, which can be felt even from a longer distance. The next, when you slowly go nearer and nearer, the droplets of water, you can feel that. The sparsham tu tatanantarameva agachati. Right? It has to be a closer touch for the sparsha. So here too, paraga leshaihi, there are pollen grains that come from the kadamba vani, kadamba trees. Vani is a strilinga padam for vanam, which is like a grove of trees, a group of trees. Tottamnu solrolya, toppu madri, vanik. So kadamba vani paraga leshaihi, by the pollen dust, bits of pollen dust that comes from these kadamba trees, and those are mixed with Shivaganga. Shivaganga udaka shikara anuviddhaihi. And the Shivaganga udaka jalam. Jalanam shikara. Shikara are droplets. anuviddham ityukte mishritam. So the paragam is mixed, anuviddham, it is mixed with the shikara. Very, actually shikaram is more like not only droplets, but it is also very cool droplets from Ganga's waters, which this Ganga is from the head of Shiva. கங்கையினுடைய அந்த ஜல திவலைகளுடன் கலந்தது அந்த பராகம். வெறும் பொடி இல்ல, that dust also has a little bit of moistness in it, which is also very cool because it comes from the Ganga which is there on Shiva's head. Pavano upakrutaihi, these were brought by the winds. So saha kadambavani paraga lesaihi shivaganga udaka shikara anuviddhaihi pavanopakrutaihi patissuranam paramam kamapi nirvritim jagahe. Now what happened because of that? Manaf prasasada. So prasasada manaf praseduhu akshini upajagye balam udbabhuva shauryam sahi sannichakarsha yavaditham kalusham viprachakarsha tavadasya. Now this is where he experiences what Brihaspati told him exactly. Vishatastava yatra samprasidati. I think it's the 36th shloka where Guru Brihaspati has told him that wherever you enter, Vishataha tava yatra yasmin pradeshe samprasidati manaha. Wherever antahkaranam, wherever your antahkaranam becomes very prasadaha, here is actually clearing up of the mind, or it becomes very pure without any malam, nirmali bhavati iti. That is the literal meaning, but he has used prasada twice here, but there is no punarukti dosham here. Manaf prasasada, the mind became clear. The mind became clear means shantam jatam. Manaha prasasada vishadi babhuva ityukte shantam jatam. It became very calm. Clearing up of the mind involves there is no extra thoughts are there. There is no agitation. It just calms down the mind completely. The next is praseduhu akshini. The eyes also clear up. So prasasada sasada sasadatuhu seduhu va. Sedatuhu seduhu. Ama. So it's the same little akara bahuvachanam tatra. So akshini praseduhu. Eyes, all of his eyes. Remember, he has 1,000 eyes here. Okay, sahasrakshaha saha iti. Tasmat akshini, all of his 1,000 eyes cleared up. So mind also clears, eyes also clears, but you'll have to give two different meanings for that prasada, prasasada and praseduhu, even though it is the same word. Lakshana, because you'll have to use Lakshana because it refers to two different objects here. One is manas, chittam. So if the mind gets cleared, it means the mind has become shantam. Akshini praseduhu. Indra, the moment he enters that Kadambavanam, his eyes also cleared. Eyes cleared, na, there is always this chanchalatvam in the eyes when you are constantly followed by something. He has been constantly followed by this papam wherever he went. He went and saw so many Shivasthalani, and everywhere he was being followed by this Vritrahatya. Imagine if you are just followed for 4 minutes by someone, the 5th minute you will immediately keep looking. You will immediately have that, there will be a fear in the eye. Not eye, but all 1,000 eyes. So he has 1,000 of those to look in all directions, and all of those 1,000 eyes got cleared immediately because his mind was calm. He did not have that fear in his mind. And because that fear was absent, drishtihi api nirbhikani jatani. There was no bhayam even in his eyes there. Right? So akshini praseduhu, his eyes also cleared, which means it became free of that fear or that agitation, anxiety that someone might be following him. Balam udbabhuv, upajagnye, balam upajagnye, upajagnye, upajan dhatoho litlakare atra, upajanyate, upajagnye iti litlakaraha. तरी उपजायते पुनः जायते स्म तस्य बलमपि शारीरिकं बलम् अत्र because Shauryam means Manashaktihi, whereas Balam is more to do with the physical strength, and Shauryam is more to do with the mental strength. So the moment your eyes are cleared, you will seem, it will seem as if, see, both actually go together. The physical response and the mental response go together here. The moment the mind is clear, you'll find that the eyes lose their anxiety and it is clear. And then you will feel that there is the inner strength that comes about, and which is transmitted into the outer physical strength also. So Balam Upajagnye, his strength returned to him. Shauryam Udbabuva. Shauryam is Shurasya Bhavaha, Manashaktihi. Generally, for a Shura, it is the Yuddha Karana Utsaha. Yuddha Utsaha is called Shauryam. He becomes very capable in his mind to fight against anything that is there. So it need not be a real Yuddha Utsaham here, but an Utsaha to get rid of this papam in some way or the other, right? Now, Balam Upajagnye, his strength returned. Shauryam Udbabuva, his valor also rose. Okay? Sahi Nichakarsha, Yavat Saha Sannichakarsha. Sannichakarsha itukte Sannikarsham Jagama, Tari Samipam Jagama, Yavat Sahahi Itam Arena Prakarena. Thus, as he moved closer and closer, this papam moved away from him. Viprachakarsha. So Sannichakarsha and Viprachakarsha are opposites here. Chakarsha is Karsha dhatoho litlakaraha. Karshati meaning attracts. Okay. Now Sannikarshati meaning it attracts closer. Viprakarshati meaning it just pushes away. So it's the opposite reaction, right? Equal and opposite reaction, Madri. You will have to think of it like that. So as he approached closer and closer to the Shivalingam, the papam went away. Slowly, it went away from him. Viprachakarsha. It moved away. Duram jagama iti. Kalusham tavat asya kalusham indrasya kalusham vritra hanana rupam papam viprachakarsha duram jagama. So as he moved closer, itham, thus, saha indraha yavat ityukte yaduram, as he approached, yavat sannichakarsha, as he approached, his sin, asya kalusham, his papam, receded. Viprachakarsha, it went far off. So prasasada manaf praseduhu Akshini Upajagnye Balam Udbabhuva Shauryam. All of these are in Litlakara here. Prasasada, Praseduhu, Upajagnye, Udbabhuva, Sannichakarsha, and Viprachakarsha. So if we just know Kta, Ktavatu, or Langlakara, it is not enough. When you want to read Kavyas, Lit and Lung are a must to know. So prasasada manaf prasedu rakshini upajagnye balam udbabhuva shauryam sahi nichakarsha yavaditham kalusham viprachakarsha tavadasya. Atihrishtamana sataihi nimittaihi anusandhaya giram purodhasaha tam parinishinutesma tat trilokyam parandhama harif parasya dhamnaha. Now, because of these nimittam that he saw, nimittam, 3 nimittams or 4 nimittams he saw. Manaf prasadaha, netra prasadaha, bala balam upajagnye, bala upajananam or punarjananam, shaurya udbhavuva, udbhavaha, shauryasya udbhavaha. These are the 4 shakunam. These are the nimittam that he saw. Nimittam is always not, it can be used in the sense of hetu, karanam, and here you would take it as a good sign. Nimittam iti. In Ramayanam, in Sundarakanda, there is a small Sarga. 33வது Sargam nanikra. I think it's the 33rd. Something like that, where Sita sees a lot of good signs to show that Rama is going to be victorious. Right? Those are the nimittas that Sita sees. Okay, so Atihrishta Manaha Saha Taihi Nivittaihi. In Megha Sandesham also, you will find this when the Yaksha calls on the Megha and he says, you start your journey towards the north. Because mandam mandam nudati pavanas chanukulo yadhatvam balakaha tatra agataha santi mandam anukulaha pavanaha vahati vati. So there is a pavanam, there is a wind that is very appropriate for you to move in the direction of where you want to go. And etadrishaihi nimittaihi, these are the nimittas that will prompt, that will encourage a person to proceed in the manner that they are going. It is a sign to tell them that what you are doing is right. So Atihrishta Manaha, he became very happy. Taihi Nimittaihi, because of those signs. Saha Harihi, Harihi is also Indra. Harihi Vishnu, Harihi Agnihi. There are other things also like monkey, lion, Bhekaha, frog. These are also, the Hari is a word that has many different meanings. So contextually, you will have to take it as whatever the context demands. So here we know that we have been talking about Indra, and so Hari here is Indra and not Vishnu or Bhekaha for that matter. So Saha Harihi, that Indra, who was Atihrishta Manaha, who was very happy because of Taihi Nimittaihi, because of those Nimittas, the Chinnam, Purodhasaha Tam Giram Anusandhaya. Purodasaha Tam Giram Anusandhaya. Anusandhaya, thinking about. Anu Punaha Sandadati is Smritva here. Usually Sandhanam is connecting. So Anusandhaya also has the meaning of Dhyatva, after meditating upon. Iti Anusandhaya. So he thinks about those words continuously and decides at that point that this is the place that he was talking about. So Purodhasaha Guroho Brihaspatehe Tam Giram. Tam is indicates those words that came in the 36th shloka, where he said Vishataha tavayatra prasidati antakaranam. So he remembered those words, Anusandhaya. He also brought it back to his memory and kept thinking about those words. And Tat, that place, Parasya Dhamnaha Trilokyam Param Dhama Iti Nischinute Sma. He decided, Nischinute, Parinischinute, Nirnayam Akarot. So he decided that place, Tat, Paramam Dhama, that place is the supreme abode. Paramam Dhama. In Trilokyam, Triloki is Trayanam Lokanam Samaharaha Triloki. Tari Tribhuvaneshu api etat sreshtham sthanam vartate. Kasya? Parasya Dhamnaha. Atra Dhama iti api padadvayam vartate. So what is the meaning of that? One is Param Dhama iti sthanam. It is the place. Dhama also means Jyotihi. Parasya Jyotishaha. So the Paranjyoti Swarupaha Saha Ishwaraha Tasyapi Etadeva Paramam Sthanam Sreshtham Sthanam Iti Saha Nirnayam Akarot. He decided, because of all these signs that he saw around him, not around him, but inside of him also. Antara Nimittaihi Bahya Nimittaihi api Antara Nimittam tu Tatra Manah Prasadaha Shaurya Udbhavaha cha. And then what is the external sign that he saw, which is his external here is for us, maybe it is outside of the body, but for him the body itself is outside, external as such. So it is the signs that were there in the body, which is the Sharirika Bala Jananam, Punarjananam, and Akshiprasada. All of his 1,000 eyes becoming very clear and free of fear. Okay, so both types of nimittam gave him the indication that this is the place which is the supreme abode of Shiva. And Shiva here is mentioned as Paranjyotihi, Parasya Dhamnaha Sthanam. Okay. Atihrishta Manasatair Nimittaihi Anusandhaya Giram Purodhasastam Parinischinute smatat trilokyam paramam dhama harif parasya dhamnaha. Sakaladbhuta dhamni simni tasyam sahasaiva ayam avaplutaha gajendrat prayatah pravivesha kananam tat sahasarvaischa vina tadeka menaha. So the entire forest is also called Kadambavanam. There is also a small grove of Kadamba trees also. So even as you approach, so think of it in terms of how there is a deforestation in certain places, and then slowly, as you approach, you will enter the most thickest part of the forest. Now, he was in the border as such. Even as he was approaching the border, approaching that sthanam, the Sannidhyam is present over a huge range. Think of a big temple that you know, like say Tiruvarur or even Rajagopala Swami in Mannargudi. These are all huge temples with big prakaras, and that aura that you understand as you approach the temple itself. You will feel it. If you are in tune with nature, you will feel it. If you are in tune with that, then yes, you will feel that. In Tiruvannamalai, the moment you approach the town, you will understand. You don't even need to go to the temple or that giri. Even as you approach the town, there will be a feeling of something in your mind, which is what he must have felt until now. And now he was at the border of that forest. So he decided to get down from his this thing. If you stay in Madras, you will understand this. As you approach South Mada Street in an auto, when you come to that East Mada Street, you will get down from that auto and you will start walking inside. Tatha ayamapi akaroti. Okay. Sakala adbhuta dhamni simni tasyam. Tasyam simni, at that border, which is the dhama, which is the sthanam for sakala adbhutam, for many wonderful things. So sakala adbhuta dhamni tasyam simni. Tasyam iti, you can either take it as kadambavanyam, athava, I think it is better if you take it as an adjective to Seema. Seema is also nakaranta strilinga padam. So tasyam sakala adbhuta dhamni simni. In that, at the border of that place of wonders. Sahasaiva, immediately, ayam Gajendrat avaplutaha. Gajendrat sahasaiva avaplutaha. Avaplutaha ayam. Avaplutaha is getting down. Avatarati. So immediately he got down from his Gajendrat, from his Airavata. Prayatasan. This is very important. Prayataha parishuddha antahkaranatma. It has already been relieved of all the nirmala malam there, right? So shuddhi kritam adhuna yavat saha, as and when he approached that place, his mind slowly became clear of all that agitation and fear that was there in his mind. So now his mind was completely shuddham. So prayataha is parishuddha antahkaranaha sanna. Now his mind was completely focused on Shiva and not constantly looking back to see if that papam was following him. So if his entire mind was focused on Parameshwara. Prayatasanna, being completely focused, saha tat kananam pravivesha, he entered that kananam along with a lot of others. Sarvaihi saha kintu tad ekam enaha vina, but without that papam. Enaha is papam here. So enas, enaha, enasi, enamsi, sakarantaha. So tat ekam enaha vina, it is in dvitiya vibhakti here. So vina governs both third case and second case. It can come for both dvitiya vibhakti and tritiya vibhakti. Saha kintu saha iti padam tu tritiya vibhaktina saha eva gacchati. So sarvaihi saha, along with everyone, but without the sin. Tad ekam enaha vinacha tat kananam pravivesha. He entered that forest. Okay, so he entered the forest as if he would, like a normal person. You can be anybody, you can even be Trilokadhipatihi, but when you have to enter that temple, you cannot go in the Airavatam inside the temple. So he got down from that temple, he got down from his elephant, Vahanam, And Prayatasan, with a concentrated mind, with a focused mind, fully with the Shraddha and Bhakti, he entered that forest along with others. There were so many people who keep coming there. So we have seen in the description of the Kadambavanam, we saw how many people come there. Aham ahamikaya tatra linge pravishantaha asanniti. Each one wanted to get the mukta state. So jivan muktaha te videha muktim praptum tatra bahavaha jivaha lingam pravishya. There were a lot of holes inside that lingam. We saw these descriptions in the second Sarga there, right? So there are people going there every day, normal people, like even hunters and everybody. So this Indra got down and mixed with everybody and went inside. But that he left behind his papam there. It did not come in. Sakala adbhuta dhamni simnitasyam sahasaiva ayam avapluto gajendrat prayatah pravivesha kananam tat saha sarvaischa vina tadekamenaha. Okay, any questions? You can raise your hand. I'll unmute. Namaste.
Namaste. Purva Kakshayam Bhavati Banalingam iti Uktavati. Bana nama kim tatra.
So Bana is just the top portion is called Banam without the Pitham. So that just that top portion is called Banam, and every stone inside the Narmada Tiram, in the Narmada river, and the bottom of the river, there are a lot of these stones which are in the shape of that, just the top portion. So that is called a Bana Lingam without the Pitha. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, I think we'll stop with this. Namassundaranathaya tasmai halasya vasine chatushishti vidhalela yenakari bhuvasthale. Asti va? Okay. No, okay. Namaste. Hello.
Namaste.
Namaste, Mahadev.
Namaste, Shruyate va?
Shruyate, yes.
Indraha evam पृष्ठतः पश्यन् गच्छति इति उक्तवती किल कश्चन अनुभवः अत्र गृहस्य बहिः कश्चन सर्पः आगतः एकसप्ताहात् पूर्वं सः गतः वा न गतः वा इति अन्यविषयः किन्तु यदा यदा वयं तत्र गच्छामः अस्माकं नेत्रं तत्रैव पश्यति अस्ति वा इति तेन अनुभवेन अवगन्तुं शक्यते
स्वभावस्तु अस्माकमपि तथैव देवस्यापि तथैव किं कुर्मः
मुरुगा गच्छतु
அந்த மனசுல இருந்து அதை மாத்த முடியாது என்ன பண்றது அது அப்படியே பார்த்துட்டே இருப்போம் அந்த இடத்துல
स्वाभाविकतया तत् स्थान प्राप्ति समये नेत्रं तत्र पश्यति अस्ति कष्टात् समस्यायाः पलायनं साधु नास्ति इति एतया ज्ञायते गुरुः उपदिशति किल एवं पुण्यक्षेत्राणि क्षेत्राटनं करोतु एतादृश ईश्वरस्य सान्निध्येन पुनः अस्माकं तादृश क्षेत्राटनेन मनसः कलुषं गच्छति.
It also depends on the magnitude of the papam there. Say, as your papam is bigger and bigger, the practices that you have to adopt to remove it. Also, he experienced, he had probably completed experiencing his papam fully by staying hidden in that lotus stalk, right? So papasya anubhavaha tu kartavyaha eva tatra papaha swayam na gacchati tatsya tattu anubhutavyam eva. There is no Danubhavitavyam. There is no escape from that. There is no shortcut to, by doing Prayaschittam, I can remove the papam from my balance sheet. Tatha nasti. There is no such rule. He experienced that by remaining anonymous. Nobody knew him. Imagine Trilokadhipati, Indraha, whose name people don't even talk about because Nahusha is there. What a situation it would be for him. What a change it would be for him. So that is the papam that he experienced for killing a person there. He remained unknown to people. And because he had experienced all of those, now there is that bhayam that is there in his mind, which also has to be removed. And that can be removed by devotion. That devotion will strengthen your mind against any of these agitations or anxiety that is there in your mind. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ವೇಳೆ ವರ್ಣಮೌಲ್ಯ
तदेव बलं
कालो हि बलवत्तरः यदा कालः तत्र अनुकूलः वर्तते तदा एव एतत् सर्वं भवेदेव अथवा
अस्माभिः प्रयत्नः करणीयः
एव अदावद् दैवेन देयमिति कापुरुषा वदन्ति यत्ने कृते यदि न सिद्ध्यति कोऽत्र दोषः when you have made the effort and something has not happened, then you can blame it on Daivam. Otherwise, you will have to keep doing your effort to remove you. Everybody is a sakshi for their own actions. We don't need another witness to tell us whether we have done a correct action or not. Right? So that we know what we have done.
Devatal agadeninam muyarchi tanmai varta kolitaram. किन्तु कर्म तु भोक्तव्यमेव येन केनापि
तत्तु भवत्येव तत्र
पलायनस्य अवकाशः एव नास्ति.
No, there is no point in doing that. You may delay it by a few this thing, that's all, nothing else. You will have to experience it. One thing is devotion.
एतेन कारणेन एव पाप कर्तुं भयं भवति जनानाम्. एतादृशकथाः वक्तव्याः वस्तुतः बालकानां कृते.
परलोकभयः भवेत् चेत् भवति. पापपुण्यत्वे வந்து நம்பிக்கையே இல்லைன்னா என்ன பண்றது? यदि विश्वासः एव नास्ति तत्र पापे वा पुण्ये वा विश्वासः एव नास्ति तर्हि तत्र
नास्ति वा ते अनुभवन्ति एव.
धन्यवादः.
नमस्ते.